Hello! Hey, we're back in a car again. We're not doing a spooky movie. Now, we just caught a really late showing of Girl in the Spider's Web, which has now got another title underneath it, even though it's just been known as that for a while. And we decided, hey, instead of waking up all our neighbors by doing a loud review, because I like to yell and scream at the top of my damn lungs, we'll just do it in my car. And as you can see, I have the lovely Maggie Pooh with me. And here's the bad thing. I have seen the David Fincher movie, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Megan has not seen it. I have read the book. I tried to watch the other movies. This is the best thing I can say about it. I'm not 100% sold on trying to read a movie that has a lot of suspenseful stuff constantly happening throughout it.
Read a movie, huh?
Oh, they're in Swedish.
Oh.
Yeah,
subtitles.
I don't want to try and read the whole time. It's like, wait a second. So, So, I am going to let Megan lead us off with her opinion of The Girl in the Spider's Web. So, what did you think?
Well, let me just preface it by saying, I've never seen any of the movies, English or Swedish.
Never mind the fact I just said that.
Nor have I read the books.
And I just said that. Megan doesn't listen to me, so I'm used to it. I just want to get married.
By car.
That is the reason why we're getting married, because Megan already does not listen to me. So we're already there. We're just...
Hey, if your dog did not listen to me.
No, the wife doesn't listen to the husband regardless of what he says. Turn left, all right, went right, all right, cool.
To be fair, I got distracted by a car that was coming down.
So, what did you think?
It was alright.
Meg gives it a hard alright.
Like, It alright. I mean, it... For pretty much a spy thriller, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't as, needlessly convoluted as, say, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
I'd argue and say this is more convoluted than that movie was.
To me, the plot was kind of simplistic.
The overarching plot was simplistic, but how they got to how they made a means to the ends constantly were insufferably complicated for no reason. We need to kill this one guy, make it look like Elizabeth did it, because we need to try and frame her and do this other thing and do this other thing. It's like, oh my god, this is so overtly complicated. Why? I'm lukewarm at best on this movie.
I would say it was confusing.
No.
I think it helps to have at least watched the English version.
There's only one English movie. It's just the first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You either watch that or read the books.
I would disagree because of the fact that I read the first book, watched David Fincher movie. I still barely understood half of what was going on for a while. Those who do not know about the overarching plot of Girl with Dragon Tattoo, it's about a young girl. Her name is Elizabeth Salamander?
Salander.
That's close. Just had an extra letter in there. That made it a lot goofier.
Well, she has a pet lizard, so...
Besides that weird, unimportant plot point.
I'm being goofy.
Bing.
Eh.
In the first movie, she pretty much ends up getting into a bit of a relationship with the main reporter of that pretty much all the movies, for the most part, were following him, till this one, as far as I know. His name is Mikael. And those who do not know, this is in Sweden. Yeah, I'm from Sweden. Maybe if you're wearing lederhosen, you're not, you know. But I gotta mention a better movie. Especially a really fantastically funny 80s movie. I think I've already broken Megan. But
Well, I'm a giggly little bitch, so it ain't hard.
Yeah, in the first movie, they are, in all essence, they're trying to go after a killer of women. And she's kind of a bit of a vigilante in a way. It's hard to 100% describe it. And she just wants to right what is wrong, and she doesn't always go about the very nicest way possible. Now, fast forward to this movie, there is talks of stuff where he's written another story, because the first story he wrote was about the pretty much investigation that him and Elizabeth did. And there's like, oh, there's a second thing, and then there's this other stuff. There is supposedly some kind of relationship that has happened between him and his pretty much editor, in all essence. Which there was speakings of that, and also signs that it might have been sparking back up at the end of the David Fincher movie. But there was also supposedly him and Elizabeth have reunited since, and also the reason why he's been looking for her and everything. It's mentioned, and there's certain plot points of it that kind of pertain to stuff. But again, it doesn't feel like I'm getting the entire story. I think you had to have had an in-depth knowledge of everything that's happened, which is part of the reason why I want to know, why did they decide to adapt the fourth fucking book? And not only that, but it's the book that's not written by the original author, and you can really tell from some of the stuff that happens. Some of it seems like stuff that he might eventually have thought out, but how the characters talk to each other, how they interact, is kind of not how he would have wrote it. And that's one of the things I actually love about the original David Fincher movie. It's a fantastic flick, those who have not seen it. And also, I actually really like Rooney Mara's interpretation of Elizabeth Salander. She's not really cold, she's just very reserved, is the best way to put it. She doesn't show her emotions. She also has no compunction against killing somebody when they deserve it. Claire Foy, nothing against her. She's just not an interesting Elizabeth. She's constantly very emotional, very weak, which is the worst word I could use. Not that her performance is bad, it's just this Elizabeth is very easily hurt, very easily damaged by people's words or actions, and we're supposed to believe she's this badass hacker, and there's a lot of times when she just seems way too vulnerable for that. And it makes her character just feel like she needs somebody.
Except when she's a bitch to her girlfriend, apparently.
Yeah. And I don't know, it felt at odds with the character I really cared for in the book. And again, that might be some of the writing from the novel. But again, it chalks it up to the fact, why adapt this one? And I will say, again, like I kind of mentioned, this movie's a bit complicated for no good reason. This guy pretty much invents this program that allows you to get into every missile in the entire world, nuclear missile. And it's like, why would you make this? Why is this a fucking thing?
Because plot.
It's like the most needlessly pointless thing anybody could ever invent. It's like, hey, look, I made a way that if you hit this one button on your microwave that we're going to install on our microwaves, it'll make your husband's genitals explode. Why? Why are we doing this stupid thing? And you don't get much in the way of, I guess, motivation for the reason why he creates this program. And then there's this stuff supposedly with his kid, and there's supposed to be some signs that the kid's probably autistic or possibly has Asperger's or something like that, which pretty much is a high form of autism. It's just like, well, but why would that mean he thinks in this way that doesn't make sense for the question that is asked? Because it's supposedly part of the password, and it's this needless, complicated number system, which makes sense for this fuck-off program, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense, his answer. Except for it's like, it's a number something program, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Because the dad kind of based it on how his son thinks.
but they never really explain it. Again, it's a lot of things in this movie that just aren't very well explained. It's not that I hate this movie, just I thought it tried to jump through its own hoops way too much. It wanted to be very deep. It wanted to have some really good shots. And there's some good shots, but then there's some shitty action happening. Like the first movie, David Fincher's very well known for not doing a lot of cuts. He will do some pretty long shots. Here, there is an action sequence that takes place in a bathroom about the size of my car here, and it's fucking as up close as possible, which it makes it personal. And then on top of everything, there's cut. It's like, oh my god, what is happening? I feel like I'm gonna have a seizure by watching the screen, but
yeah, suddenly all these bad guys are in there holding her down and taking her mask. I was like,
oh, that point was, that was insane, because it was like, okay, well, that was needlessly complicated. And that's just, I think, where the movie constantly has its problems. The first film, it felt real. It felt, this could be something that could happen. A guy could, get in touch with a badass hacker who also is an investigator of her own to investigate a murderer, in all essence. And though originally it was looking for a missing person. And this movie, instead, we have a hacker who ends up having to get in touch with this investigative reporter to investigate a terror cell who is trying to control the weapons of the world. Which, if I'm describing that plot to you and it sounds a little contrived, it is contrived. And I think that's the thing. It's like, one feels very, this feels down to earth. This feels like something that you would have seen in a shitty Mission Impossible film. It's just the most I can keep saying about the movie. The action's not terrible besides that one scene. The acting's fine. I don't think any of the actors really have much great chemistry. Because one of the things, again, I hate to keep comparing it, but I gotta compare them. Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara had this weird chemistry together that really worked. Like, they felt believable as people who just pretty much fell in love. Though Elizabeth seemed to be, I don't know if love's a good word to describe it. Elizabeth doesn't really love anybody.
she deeply cares what happens to him.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that was actually kind of sweet about their entire relationship in the first movie. Here, they share maybe like 3 scenes together, and it feels just as cold and distant as possible. Again, it does not help this plot is centered around Elizabeth, and Mikhail feels superfluous to the entire plot. He exists just to be.
Well, he exists to help help find out stuff, especially while Elizabeth is busy doing her shit, running from the law.
Yeah, she's listening to Judas Priest. Sorry, I got random musical references stuck in my head, and I can't help it. They slip out a lot. Yes.
But yeah, he's kind of a secondary source of information for, like, exposition that pertains to the plot.
Yeah.
Kind of help keep the plot moving forward. That's really his only purpose.
And it's kind of sad because, again, Daniel Craig was actually a good actor. He's a good actor, and he had a good point. Felt like they didn't need this guy even in the movie. Like, if they cut him out and instead had this hacker dude who just kind of shows up to do hacker stuff, if he helped her, it would not have hurt the movie. And I'm not saying that you have to have this relationship stuff. I'm not saying you have to do anything. Just sometimes you gotta learn to make cuts. And again, I don't know how much this is 100% to the source material. I have not read this book. I have not read anything from 2 onwards. But again, it's like I'm comparing everything from the first book, first movie, and it's like this feels really lame. And that's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing I could say negative against this. It's very lame. It's not that it's terrible. There's a lot worse spy thrillers out there. Watch
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, or
Rogue Nation was the 5th one.
Fallout, or whatever.
The one
we saw earlier with not Superman.
That's the thing. Mission Impossible Fallout. Megan's giving it a ton of shit, and I'm like, it wasn't really that bad. It was a bit overly complicated for its own goddamn good.
Mm-hmm. It was really hard to follow. That thing, like, spy thrillers to me are, like, really hard. It's like, okay, I'm so fucking confused. What's going on now? I don't know. I don't care.
I just realized you're still buckled.
Yeah, I noticed that too earlier. I'm like, okay, I could unbuckle in the middle of the video, but I don't want to call attention to the fact that I still. Yeah, it's like. Well, now the cat's out of the bag. There we go.
See, I didn't mind the complicatedness there because, again, it's spies that are always overtly complicated. If you broke it down, it was a kind of simplistic thing, and I think that's part of actually what hurt it. It was always almost overtly simplistic. Here, it is a simplistic spy thriller, but that's the thing. It's like
it's easy. It was easy for me to follow. At least
it's still why is this in my mystery film series? You know, why is it about? Why do I have to have spy thriller bullshit in my mystery series?
I don't know. Although, one thing that Mission Impossible Fallout and this movie had in common, they gave away the entire plot of the movie in the damn trailers.
Yeah, that was weird. Like,
or at the very least, gave away who the bad guy was. Like,
they're bringing up her fucking sister, and it's like,
oh, it's been her all along. It's like,
thanks, movie. That actually was, or thanks, trailer. That actually was kind of a bit of a plot point.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's dumb. Oh man, it's a dumb reason.
I was saying, y'all act like it's this big shock in the trailer. It's like, well, leave it for the fucking movie. You know, just don't reveal that. You know, let that reveal be just in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how hard this is. Like, who fucking edits trailers nowadays?
Idiots.
I was about to say, bunch of fucking dumbasses. Like, it's like, we need to do this. I think we'd be much better at it. Like, 1,000% better.
I know they're only given so much footage to originally use, but the first trailer they released, it did not give much away in the movie, but it made it seem like, and I think that might have been the issue, is that the first trailer really made it seem like it was very much in vain of the first one, that it was a mystery film.
I would say, it teased it.
Yeah, and I think that also would have been bad, though, for this movie, because I would have been really angry by the time we got to it. Because by the time I saw the newer trailers, I was like, all right, this doesn't look like it's going to be the greatest film in the world. It looks like it's going to be a decent spy thriller. I don't know why it's a spy thriller, but
you're almost kind of grateful for the low expectations.
Yeah, it kind of lowered my expectations. I was thinking I was getting more of, Aha, we reappeared. I was really thinking we were going to get more of the, mystery stuff. Instead, we got a lot more spy thriller. And I was just, like I said, it's not super great. It's not Jason Bourne levels of holy shit, there really is almost no plot. If y'all have never seen Jason Bourne, the movie, I know I did my review, and I think I gave it a 5. But even then, I think I'm being more charitable, because I barely remember that fucking movie at all. I just remember going, well, like, one reveal happened, and then the movie ended. And beyond that, there was no plot. It was just random chase sequence, random action sequence that looked like they were just shaking camera as hard as they could, like it was a screaming baby they were trying to shut up.
Wow.
I didn't say they were good parents. I can't help it.
Wow.
Was Warner Bros. If I'm not mistaken. Warner Bros. Are terrible people.
Wow. Wow.
I gotta say. So.
But I will say, yeah, I don't remember Jason Bourne either because I never saw it.
Be thankful.
As I've never seen any of the Bourne films whatsoever.
The first three are actually pretty good. They're a little complicated for their own good at times. You're like, oh, Jesus, guys. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like, oh, the plot's simplicity. No, the plot's actually very fucking complicated at times with Jason Bourne, or the Bourne movies. Jason Bourne is actually an overtly simplistic film that just has no goddamn idea what to do. So it's like, action sequence, chase sequence, end of movie, weird reveal that doesn't make any sense. Because even by the end, you're going, what the fuck's happening?
Cannot be as confusing as Hereditary, though. Like, what?
See, I got Hereditary. I actually
I'm
understood
still
Hereditary.
processing, like, what the fuck did we watch?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out why they stuck the spy thriller in my mystery series. I don't want to harp on it, but it would be like watching a Dracula series and suddenly the fourth film's a fucking musical set in the land of Oz. It's a shift in paradigm that doesn't always make a whole lot of sense. And I think that's where I'm just having my hang-ups. Yeah, like I said, not terrible film, just not what you would expect. If you're a diehard fan of the Girl With or Girl In, whatever, series, there's so many. There's Girl Who Kicked the Hornets, Girl Who something.
During Tattoo series.
Yeah. If you're a diehard fan of this, I don't think you're going to like this movie all that much. It's a little too, like I said, it's too much of a spy film.
And if you don't like the series or never read them, I don't think you're going to like this either.
Why wouldn't somebody go watch this if they don't like the series?
Well, I meant to say, it's like if you've never seen the series.
Yeah, I will say if you've never watched any of the movies,
this may not be your cup of
fucking
tea.
Confused. Hell, me, I was like, I'm not 100% getting what's going on right now.
I'm like, what the fuck is going? Who the fuck is what the fuck is going? What? I don't know.
And that's the bad thing. It's like, I know this is based on something, but you can't make a movie and it's like, here, y'all know what's going on, right? I don't have to explain. No, you gotta explain something, movie. Because I don't know where the fucking this shit is, or why that is, or why that is, where the fuck that donkey come from. So, what do you give the girl in the spider web as a skull?
I have to give it a good solid 5. Just right
in the middle of It's a highly movie.
I would say the height of mediocrity.
I'm going to go a little lower, and I'm actually going to give this probably a 4. It probably should be a 3. But like I said, the acting's not bad. The acting's actually, for the most part, pretty good, except for the kid. He's a child actor, we expect.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of lines or a whole lot to do, so...
Yeah, but he's like this. I guess he's supposed to have Asperger's. But it sounds like they gave him a whole bunch of Ambience.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
Just... like, if you are... Like I said, if you're a diehard fan, you're probably not going to like this movie. It's not really that good. I mean, the acting does hold it up here and there, but you got this plot that's just not good. It's just not an interesting plot by the end of it. But hey, that's our take on this. And sorry we weren't going to get a Overlord review for you. So, there's like 2 showings. And I was like, okay, well, those showtimes suck balls. It's like, we got shit we actually kind of got to do, and I can't make either one of those. All right, well, I'll just, next day, same shit. I'm like, cool. If we can, we'll try to eventually get y'all an Overlord review. If not, we might sneak something else in. I think I might have an idea of something we could do. It'd be interesting.
It's always a bad sign when Charlie has ideas.
No, it's a bad sign whenever I look like I'm trying to hold a fart, and that's a bad sign.
What the hell am I gonna do with you?
Left me.
Okay, deal.
Hey. Thought you called me Dill. At first, I'm like, I'm not a pickle. I broke her, so I guess we gotta end the review. So, hey, I know exactly what's not gonna help you laugh anymore. Well, we got to see next week. Next week we will be back, though, unfortunately, with Crimes of Grindelwald Fart Face. I cannot tell you how many fucks I don't care already.
I'm hoping it's, like, not as boring as the first one. I'm hoping.
It has all the same fucking actors and actresses. It's almost going to be a remake with the exception they suddenly randomly threw in, what the hell
Voldemort
is...
Snake.
What?
Voldemort Snake.
If his dick's on screen, that'd be the funniest damn thing ever. It's like, oh, look, a penis. On that note, everybody, I'll go ahead and say bye-bye, everybody.
Oh, bye-bye.